Hey guys, it's 9:44 a.m. this morning, and I'm trying to think, it's like June something, June 29th, yeah, June 29th, 2018, and I was doing some research last night before going to bed, and I'm doing a little more this morning, because I actually believe her, because I feel like I know, not that I know, I'm more aware of this topic than other people are, especially when it comes to, like, adults, where I know that there are some adults that do, like, believe in ghosts, while others don't believe in ghosts, but the thing is, what's it called? There's just more to it than that. It's like a lot of people think that they're scary, but in my opinion, I feel like it's actually nothing to be that scared of as I'm doing research, because I was actually I don't know how true it is, but it could be true. I was watching Casper where, he said they're just, souls that have unfinished business. Like there's something that they haven't finished here on Earth, and that's why they haven't gone to the light yet. And not always, but some do feel trapped. But for those who have actually, especially kids, so for those who have actually like lived somewhere and actually grew up with ghosts, then that's completely different, especially if and when the ghosts follow you. That's different because wherever you used to live before you moved, like, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but there's a chance that that house could have been haunted. So there's that, and then there's like a reason they follow you, especially if you're really young, because I actually currently have a neighbor, and I completely believe her, where she can actually, this may sound strange and it may sound scary, where she can actually see ghosts, and I'm more aware of the topic and the subject, and I'm doing more and more research. But the thing is, like, if you can, it's kind of hard to explain, so it's better to do research, in my opinion. And I don't want to say anything quite yet, because it's, like, very interesting, actually, especially for the younger ones. Like, if you've seen them after the age of 3, and let's say you're, like, 16 now, and you still see them, then there is way more to it than you think. And so I don't know how many of you believe in this or not, but there is actually a way to communicate with spirits. Honestly, I would never want to do it by myself. Always do it with a group of people. Do it with like at least 2 or 3 other people. Because there's a chance, like whoever may have passed on from your life, there's a chance that that person could be trying to communicate with you. If you see them and stuff. And so there's been different stories about things like that, and it's actually really common for young kids to be able to see ghosts without making it up. And the thing is, what's it called? I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like I'm more aware of it with research and with what I've seen before, with what I've watched. I'm just more aware of this topic, even though, like, the reason, like, I believe in spirits more than ghosts, because they're, in my opinion, they are different and stuff. And the reason I believe in this stuff is because there was this one time, and it was actually my first time being home alone at 16 years old, where I used to live. And, what's it called? This was actually shortly after my grandpa passed away, where it was really weird, because I remember this second night being worse than the first, and I was terrified. So where I used to live, we had a bottom lock, a top lock, so like, we had a lock kind of, like, similar to this, except, okay, my battery's dying in me, but I had locks to the bottom and this top, and so we had this, like, where I used to live, there was like this metal latch thing to latch the door, so if anyone unlocked these two, no one could get through that metal latch. And so I will say that the first night I slept in my mom's bed fine. The second night I was like terrified, because I was always scared someone was going to break in the house. But it was really, really weird, because I just, like, I saw something out on my balcony where, and then all of a sudden, like I said, this was shortly after my grandpa passed, where all of a sudden I saw an outline of him, and I think he was saying something like, she doesn't want you to burglarize his house, but then the person that was going to burglarize the house was also a spirit. It was just really strange, and then I realized with that is that not only was it actually was him, I understand it more. Where I think he was actually he was protecting me more. But the burglar part, that was scary. Where it freaked me out to the point I ran back into my own bedroom. So I slept in my bedroom the second night. And so what ended up happening after that, what I ended up realizing like way later on as I got older, was that it could have been both my grandma and my grandpa, just because at one point I saw like two spirits sitting on the patio table talking to each other. And then it's like, I'm sorry if that sounds strange, but it was real for me. And so it's like, and I remember the first one it was exactly like my grandpa, but it was like a shadowy figure outlined. So there's that. Oh, and then also, occasionally, what I will hear, and I'm not kidding, I will actually hear this, and it's really strange. Because, so my dog passed away, I think, 2016? Yeah, sometime in 2016. And her name was Bridget, and she was old. She actually lived to be 18. And so it's so funny, because from time to time, so what happened was, I think she passed out in the grass, but then my mom and brother, they had moved her over here. And once he found out, he was extremely upset by it. He realized what was going on and wanted to go with my mom and my brother. And then from time to time, it's so funny because if I'm just watching TV, like out of the blue, I'll hear like a little scratch on the sliding glass door, and Bailey's literally sitting right next to me on the couch, like laying next to me. I'm like, that's weird because my dog's there's no dog outside, there's no animal outside scratching on that door, because I'm like, Bailey's right next to me. So there's that too. So there's a couple of my experiences. So yeah, I know, to be honest, for one of the places I used to work is actually haunted. And I'm not going to state where, but it definitely is haunted because I've had strange experiences there too. Anyways, I will see you guys later, so I can go drink my tea. I probably have to reheat it now, but I will. See you later. Bye! Hey guys, so it is 8 o'clock right now. I was doing homework earlier, and then my mom's best friend came over earlier, and her dog's still here. I thought she was going to call me or text me. I don't know if when she's coming back. Actually, she went out to run some errands. So Annabelle's back. I know Bailey likes that, but I also know exactly what he wants and what he needs, but I feel like that wouldn't be fair to her. But she is so adorable. And so, what's it called? I've been on my computer. Like I said, I was doing homework a lot, so there's that. And then I actually, we were talking a little earlier, but then I kind of got a little upset. And so I needed to calm myself down, so I went outside and I went for a walk by myself. So there's that. I just took a bit of a walk on my own, and then I went somewhere. To be honest, I forgot to take my allergy medicine, so since it was hot and kind of humid out, as I was at one point I needed to sit down because I was kind of talking to myself in my head, if that makes sense, and wanting to yell, but I didn't. I hope that makes sense. You're having a pretend conversation with the person in your head, but yeah. And so at one point, I don't know what it was, I just had to sit down because for some reason, and this never happens to me, where at one point I just couldn't breathe around trees because I actually am allergic to tree pollen, but like I said, that's never happened to me before. So I ended up sitting down for a while, and then of course I was crying a little, like I usually do, but that's just me. And so, what's it called? I just sat there for a while, and then, yeah, there's that, and I don't even know. I'm really tired. Oh yeah, so when I go outside, because I took the trash out this morning, it was 9 o'clock in the morning and stuff, and it's when it's warm outside at 9 o'clock in the morning, you know it's going to be a hot day. So I'm because I remember saying to my mom as soon as I came back, and I'm today's going to be hot. And then she already knew that, but it's I didn't know it was going to be hot, but it's if it's warm outside where there's no wind and it's not even cold, so there's no breeze and not even cold outside, then it's you know it's going to be hot, especially if it's warm at 9 o'clock in the morning. Because usually In the mornings, it's like 60 degrees out here, literally. It's not usually like, to be honest, it actually felt like 70 or, yeah, it felt around that temperature, if that makes sense. So, what is it? I don't remember right now. Okay, so I'm like looking at this book right here because I started it, but I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I probably will at some point, but it'll take a long time. So this is a book called Marked from a different kind of series. Right? Oh yeah, Night Novel. A House of Night Novel series. Sorry, I can't speak. And so for tonight's question is, and this could be something you've had as a child and stuff, because it doesn't have to be like your favorite current book right now or anything like that, but like what is your favorite book or favorite book series? And in my case, my favorite book series, it has always been my favorite book series has always been Nancy Drew. And then, because those are the books I grew up with, and so that's how I got into mystery books. And then also, it was so weird because I also had the series of the books, series of unfortunate events, but it was like, they were kind of missing. I remember reading the entire series, to be honest. And then, but honestly, I don't even remember what they were about. So, at one point, I remember having like, and like, seeing them in my old garage, like I'm like 3, 5, and 7. I'm like, where are the other books? Like, where are the other series and stuff? And so I just remember growing up with those two, and then, yeah. And then what else is it? Oh, and then I actually did start this because I want to type it out to like remember it. I don't know why it's easier for me to remember. I could technically easily read through it without typing it up. But the other one I'm reading is called, and it's not even a series, it's just a regular book, is The 10 Top Things Dead People Want to Tell You. Sorry, that sounds creepy, but it's not. And then, oh, the other series that I do want to begin that I have not started yet, and this one's a longer series, are the Joanne Fluke series. Because all her series are food-based, so it makes you hungry, but it also makes you curious. So they're very interesting, and I think I actually already have one of her books. And I started reading a sample on my Nook, or my Nook app. Whenever it was, I don't remember when. But I remember reading a sample of something. So anyways, please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite book or book series is. Thank you. See you later. Bye!